Justice by John Galsworthy. Act 1. The scene is the managing clerk's room at the office of James and Walter Howe. On a July morning, the room is old-fashioned, furnished with well-worn mahogany and leather, and lined with the boxes and estate plans. It has 3 doors. 2 of them are close together in the center of a wall. One of these 2 doors leads to the outer office, which is only divided from the managing clerk's room by a partition wall and clear glass. And when the door into this office is opened, there can be seen the wide outer door leading onto the stone stairway of the building. The other 2 of these center doors leads to the junior clerk's room. The third door is that leading to the partner's room. The managing clerk, Coxon, is sitting at his table, adding up figures in a passbook and murmuring their numbers to himself. He is a man of 60, wearing spectacles, rather short, with a bald head and an honest pug-dog face. He is dressed in a well-worn black fur coat and pepper and salt trouser. Coxon. And 5 and 12, 3, 15, 19, 23, 22, 41, carry 4. He takes the page and goes on murmuring. 5, 7, 17, 24, 9, 33, 13, and carry 1. He again makes a tick. The outer office door is open, and Swiddle, the office boy, appears, closing the door behind him. He is a pale youth of 16 and spiky hair. Coxon. And carry 1. There is a party wants to see Folder, Mr. Coxon. Coxon. 5, 9, 16, 21, 29, and carry 2. Send him to Morris's. What name? Swiddle. Honeywell. Coxon. What's his business? Swiddle. It's a woman. Coxon. A lady? Swiddle. No, a person. Coxon. Ask her in. Take this passbook to Mr. James. He closes his passbook. Swiddle, reopening the door. Will you come in, please? Ruth Honeywell comes in. She is a tall woman, 26 years old, unpretentiously dressed with black hair and eyes, ivory white clear-cut face. She stands very still, having a natural dignity of pose and gesture. Swiddle goes out into the partner's room with the passbook. Coxon, looking around Ruth. The young man's out. State your business, please. Ruth, who speaks in a matter-of-fact voice and with a slight West Country accent. It's a personal matter, sir. Coxon, we don't allow private callers here. Will you leave a message? Ruth, I'd rather see him, please. She narrows her dark eyes and gives him a honeyed look. Coxon, expanding. It's all against the rules. Suppose I had my friends here to see me. I'd never do. Ruth, no, sir. Coxon, a little taken aback. Exactly. And here you are wanting to see a junior clerk? Ruth, yes, sir, I must see him. Turning full round to her with a sort of outraged interest. But this is a lawyer's office. Go to his private address. Ruth, he's not there. Coxon, uneasy. Are you related to the party? Ruth, no, sir. Coxon, it's a real embarrassment. I don't know what to say. It's no affair of the office. Ruth, but what am I to do? Coxon, dear me, I can't tell you that. Swiddle comes back. He crosses to the outer office and passes through into it, with a quizzical look at Coxon, carefully leaving the door at an inch or 2 open. Coxon, fortified by this look, this won't do. This won't do. You know, this won't do at all. Suppose one of the partners came in? An incoherent knocking and chuckling is heard from the outer door of the outer office. Swiddle, putting his head in. There's some children outside. Truth, they're mine, please. Swiddle, shall I hold them in check? Ruth, they're quite small, sir. She takes a step towards Coxon. Coxon, you mustn't take up his time in the office hours. We are a clerk short, as it is. Ruth, it's a matter of life and death. Coxon, again outraged. Life and death? Swiddle, here is Folder. Falder has entered through the outer office. He is a pale, good looking young man with quick, rather scared eyes. He moves towards the door of the clerk's office and stands there irresolute. Coxon. Well, I'll give you a minute. It's not regular. Taking out the bundle of papers, he goes out into the partner's room. Ruth, in a low, hurried voice. He's on the drinking again. Will, he tried to cut my throat last night. I came out with the children before he was awake. I went around you, Falder. I've changed my digs, Ruth. It's all ready for tonight. It's all ready for tonight? Falda, I've got the tickets. Meet me at 11:45 at the booking office. For God's sake, don't forget we're man and wife. Looking at her with tragic intensity. Ruth, Ruth, you're not afraid of going, are you? Falda, have you got your things? And the children's? Ruth, had to leave them for the fear of waking Honeywell. All but one bag. I can't go near him home again. Falda, wincing. All that money gone for nothing? How much money must you have? Ruth, £6. I could do with that, I think. Faldo, don't give away where we're going. As if to himself. When I get out there, I mean to forget it all. Ruth, if you're sorry, say so. I'd sooner he'd kill me than take you against your will. Faldo, with a queer smile, we've got to go. I don't care. I'll have you. Ruth, you've just to say it's not too late. Falder, it's too late. Here's £7. Booking office 11:45 tonight. If you weren't what you are to me, Ruth. Ruth, kiss me. They cling together passionately. They fly apart just as Coxon re-enters the room. Ruth turns and gets out through the outer office. Coxon advances deliberately to his chair and seats himself. Coxon, this isn't right, Falder. Falder, it shan't occur again, sir. Coxon, it's an improper use of this premises. Falder, yes, sir. Coxon, you quite understand the party was in some distress, and having children with her, I allowed my feelings. He opens the drawer and produces it from it a tract. It just take this purity in the home. It's a well written thing. Falder, taking it with a particular expression. Thank you, sir. Coxon, and look here, Falder. Before Mr. Walter comes in, have you finished up the cataloguing? Davis had in before he left. Falder, I shall have done it tomorrow, sir, for good. It's over a week since Davis went. Now it won't do, Falder. You're neglecting your work for private life. I shan't mention about the party I've been called. But, Falder, passing into his room, thank you, sir. Coxon stares at the door which Falder has gone out, then shakes his head and it is just settling down to write when Walter Howe comes into the outer office. He is a rather refined looking man of 35 with a pleasant, almost apologetic voice. Walter. Good morning, Coxon. Coxon. Morning, Mr. Walter. Walter. My father's here? Coxon. Always with a certain patronage as to young man who might be doing better. Mr. James has been here since 11 o'clock. Walter. Have you been in to see the pictures at the Guildhall? Coxon, looking at him as though it were exactly what was to be expected. Have you now? Yes, sir. This lease of Bolter's. Am I to send it to the council? Walter. What does my father say? Coxon. I haven't bothered him. Walter. Well, we can't be too careful. Coxon. It's such a little thing, hardly worth the fees. I thought you'd do it yourself. Walter. Send it, please. I don't want the responsibility. Coxon. With an indescribable air of compassion. Just as you like. This right off way, sir. Case we've got them on the deeds. Walter, I know, but the intention was obviously to exclude that bit of common ground. Coxon, we needn't worry about that. We're the right side of the law. Walter, I don't like it. Coxon, with an indulgent smile. We shan't want to set ourselves up against the law. Your father won't waste his time doing that. As he speaks, James Howe comes in from the partner's office. He is a shortish man with white side whisker, plentiful grey hair, shrewd eyes, and gold pince nez. James. Morning, Walter. Walter. How are you, father? Coxon looking down on his nose as the paper in his hand as though depreciating the size. I'll just take Bolter's lease into the young folder to draft the instruction. He goes out into the folder's room. Walter. About that right away, kiss. James. Oh, well, we must go forward there. I thought you told me yesterday the firm's balance was over 400. Walter. So it is? James holding out the passbook to his son. 351. No recent checks? Just get me out the checkbook. Walter goes to the cupboard, unlocks the door, and produces a checkbook. James. Tick the pounds in the counter foil. 554, 7, 5, 28, 20, 20, 20 19, 7, 11, 52, 71. Tally? Walter nodding. Can't understand. Made sure of it. It was 400, over 400. James. Give me the checkbook. He takes the checkbook and counts the counterfoils. What's this 90? Walter. Who drew it? James. You? Walter. Taking the checkbook. July 7th? That's the day I went to look over the Trenton estate the last Friday week. I came back on the Tuesday. You remember? But look here, father. It was 9. I drew a check for 5 guineas to Smithers and my expenses. It just covered all but half a crown. James. Let's look at the 90 check. He sorts the check out from the bundle in the pocket of his passbook. Seems all right. There's no 9 here. This is bad. Who cashed that £9 check? Walter, puzzled and pained. Let's see, I was finishing Mr. Reddy's will only just had time. Yes, I gave it to Coxon. James, look at that. Nanty, that yours? Walter, after consideration, my curl back a little, and this doesn't. James. As Coxon re-enters from the folder's room, we must ask him, just come here and carry your mind back at bed, Coxon. Do you remember cashing a check from Walter last Friday week, the day he went to Trenton? Coxon, yes, £9.